I'm not panicking on. I am not. Even though they lost on Thursday night, I am not panicking on the Baltimore Ravens. I
hell no.
felt like as bad as they were on Thursday, they were literally a Tony up for probably winning that game
Help me
on
with
the road.
that, if I may. Where exactly were the Baltimore Ravens bad?
I don't think. Well, I'll say. Well, you had the 5 penalties they had. That.
Okay,
they
so
had
let's,
that game that.
if I may, let's address that. You're talking about the I guess they were calling it a legal procedure.
Information. That's what it was. Right.
What happened at the end of the drive for those first 3 penalties?
Don't remember.
I'll help you if you need it.
Go ahead.
Lamar Jackson put his team in position to score a touchdown with the help of running back and new acquisition Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
They scored after 3 of those penalties. By the way, the fact that we didn't have that conversation basically at all with the Kansas City Chiefs. Listen, I've never been the refs love the Chiefs guy, but boy, here, I'll steal one from you. The optics were pretty bad on that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Here's the part that drives me precisely nutty. And you and I both probably sit in this camp. People are barbecuing Lamar Jackson. And this is so goddamn stupid. You and I both know, EJ Christian, one of 2 things happens different. We're not even having this conversation.
Right.
1, Isaiah Likely doesn't do his best Tone Loc impression. He just put on that big ass size 13 and kick it for the homies. Okay.
I like it.
No. And honestly, truth be told, if that touchdown stands, no one cares. No one cares. No, we're on to Cincinnati. There you go. Right. Not that Cincinnati's next week, but I know at some point the Ravens play Cincinnati. See, that's why it works. But
of course,
actually, technically the Chiefs would be on to Cincinnati. They play the Bengals in week 2. More on that later. The other thing that no one's talking about, instead of talking about Lamar Jackson missing a throw with 2 backup guards and Chris Jones, who I am now officially calling the most underrated player in the NFL after this week.
Ooh, okay.
With Chris Jones bearing down you, he missed Zay Flowers in the end zone. Hey, you know what? You know the last time Chris Jones made a quarterback miss? EJ Christian, does it come to mind for you? You mentioned it 8 months ago. He made Brock Purdy miss a touchdown pass.
Right.
That turned into a field goal. You think that might have mattered? Who's killing Brock Purdy? Now, granted, Brock Purdy gets his share of unwarranted criticism, but not to the same degree as Lamar Jackson. What the hell else do you want this guy to do? He comes out and did stuff on par with the thing I keep seeing the highlight for from Anthony Richardson and that beautiful touchdown pass that he threw. Good gravy.
Oh, my God. Amazing touchdown pass.
Lamar Jackson is the only other guy I know who could do that. Oh, Patrick Mahomes can? We ain't seen him do that lately. Most of that is because a lot of defenses are daring him to throw deep so they can pick him off. By the way, speaking of getting picked off, who was the guy that got picked off in that football game? Ernest Christian?
Was it Pat Mahomes?
It was Patrick LaVon Mahomes II. Correct. But everybody seems to have glossed over that incredibly obvious fact.
Unfortunately, with Lamar Jackson, because of him being, and I'm not saying him the person, but him the player, so polarizing, the critics won't shut up or at least dilute or at least calm down the rhetoric with him until he wins a ring.
Well, here's what
and it's unfair. It really is.
Here's what I don't understand. If you want to criticize Lamar Jackson's decisions in the game, I'm okay with it. He ran an awful lot. I honestly don't think we'll see it like at that ratio again for the rest of the season. I really don't. I think a lot of this was twofold. A, it was the Chiefs. This dude was hyped AF for that game.
Very emotional game. Very emotional game.
A, B, I again reiterate, Chris Jones. Why are we not talking about him more? Because he's a fatty. Nobody likes the trenches. Okay. So no, I just the horrible analysis of Lamar Jackson missing Zay Jones or other passes on that drive when he's under that much duress. The only reason there's a pass attempted is because he's Lamar Jackson. Thomas Edward Patrick Bieber Brady. You want to know what happens to him in that situation, Ernest? He is lunch. Okay? Chris Jones does his best fat bastard impression. Gut in my belly.
That was good.
What can I say except you're
welcome. No, like I said, it's going to take him. I don't even think getting Super Bowls enough for him. I think he has to win a Super Bowl for people to really say, okay.
Then they'll say it's just one. And then
right, true. They'll move the goalposts, of course.
There is no winner, right? And this is why people have made it a political issue. Granted, nobody wanted to talk about that when it was Peyton Williams Manning, because he's the whitest whitey that ever whited.
He's very white.
But he is incredibly white. He even wore white jerseys often with the Colts. I get it. But listen, that's terrible. That's is what I'll say. I blame you, Ernest Christian. No, but
I said what I said.
And he was a choke artist for the longest time, and people were still calling him that after the first one, until his very last game where he won a second was it finally really truly subdued.
Yeah.
Right.
By the way, a little surprise here. My boy.
Hey, sports
Tokyo E. Jameson. Big TJ. What's up, brother? Thank you, sir.
Always
Thank you, sir.
Big TJ.